this garden. What's this garden called?
This is Clara's Urban Mini Farm.
Clara's Urban Mini Farm. So that sounds to me like an invitation for me to go and find Clara. So let me see if I can find Clara. Hello, have you seen Clara? No. Hang on a sec. Let's gather around. Have any of you girls seen Clara? Have you seen Clara? Have you seen Clara? Hang on. Look at that. That's a beautiful chookie. Let's have a look. Oh, hang on. Clara. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Really good. Tell us about what people, well, for everyone watching, tell us a bit about your garden.
Well, Costa, has anyone ever told you that you can't grow vegetables under gum trees?
That's a common statement. So
What's up there?
lots of gum trees,
And what's over there?
lots of vegetables.
So if you want to know how to grow vegetables under gum trees and prove those people wrong, then come over here. And this is a shady garden as well.
Yep.
So everything here will grow in partial shade. And it's a chook-friendly garden, as you can see there.
I can see that your chooks are the happiest, healthiest. I tell you what, if they had to go over the roadside RTA check, they'd all be charged for carrying. They'd be overloaded. These are loaded, happy chooks. Show us a little bit around the garden to give people a taste of what they're going to see.
So Condoleezza here is demonstrating the composting system. So you don't have to have a complex composting system. What I have, Costa, is just a clay pit that I dug. So this is what was all clay and shale when I moved in here. I've dug this out, and this is where all my veggie scraps from the neighbours, from work, from everywhere, they go in here with a bit of mulch, and this is the engine room of the entire garden, because this is where all the soil has come from, right here in this pit.
Fantastic.
And in order to feed the girls over there, I've also got some insect hotels I can show you. So we've got our native bee area. Used to be European bees, but the varroa mite, I had to give them up. You can see everything is turbocharged, even in the shade. I've got my Malabar gourd.
Look at that. That's a beauty.
It's a beautiful perennial gourd. In here, I've got I call it my salad bar. I've got my perennial leeks, my Egyptian walking onion, my sorrel, my silver beet, everything I need for my salads that I eat at work.
I just spied these little native bee hives here. They looking comfy.
Yeah. And then we've got lima beans, which is a perennial bean. The reason I love perennials so much is because I work full time. So I don't have time to be digging and redoing everything. I need everything to just function well on its own.
Yep.
And to keep coming back every year. I don't do annual gardening. I don't do rotational gardening. Everything is just semi-permanent and self-seeded.
Good on you.
And so you can see here as well, insects are a big part. I've got my hoverfly lagoons so that I can get them in for some extra pollination.
So explain your hoverfly lagoon.
Well, this was from Gardening Australia segment, actually. If there's a Gardening Australia segment, chances are I've copied it here somewhere.
Fantastic. That's what we want.
And then our black soldier fly larvae, that's exactly the one you showed me how to make on
It
Gardening
sure is.
Australia.
And how's it been going? How long's it been in for?
Oh, that's been in for a couple of years, and it's just more food for my chooks. Because like you said, Costa, they're just wasting away, those poor girls.
Yeah. They look undernourished.
I need to keep
Malnourished.
food. I've actually just spied a little gooseberry there if you'd like it. So Cape gooseberry.
Oh, I
another
love
perennial.
Cape gooseberries.
Ooh, sorry.
Look at that. There we go. Let's open. Like the little lantern. I love the little lantern.
Yeah, and it also means the birds don't really go for it.
There we go. That's for you, everyone watching. I'll just take that one for the team. Oh,
and
yum.
These beautiful elderflowers for my elderflower cordial.
Cordial. Exactly.
The pepino melon, which my friend tells me is just Spanish melon in Spanish. So Spanish cucumber, she says, sorry. So and this is a shade-loving ground cover that you can use as a delicious treat. Up here, then we've got our blueberries and then our apples. So I'm a permaculture gardener, which means I like to use guilds and I like to function stack things on top of each other.
And I like that you've created these nice bits of signage for the visitors so that they can do the tour and get a feel for what they're seeing. and learn along the way.
That's right. Got the expansive chook house for my beautiful girl.
That is a big chook house. I mean, look at that screen door. I don't even have a screen door on my house as good as that.
Well,
And
it was $5 at Bunnings, so
Oh.
I couldn't walk past.
no, how could you? That's fantastic. But it's nice and secure.
Yep.
So there's no threat of any foxes getting in there.
That's right, and I think it was it Millie on Gardening Australia who suggested growing the wormwood for the chickens,
Yes.
so they can sell.
And they can peck away at it, and you can see that they've done a fine job pecking away at it, which is great.
I've got a few fish ponds that I overflow, so just as an extra nitrogen source. I don't irrigate this garden, so all the water comes from the top, and then in these swales it gets held. So none of the water should be leaving my property. All of this is done in a way to keep the water here. So if you overflow a pond in one corner, it'll permeate throughout the whole garden because it's on contour.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's a bit of a permaculture design principle there. I've got this monster Isabella grape there.
Onto the clothesline, which
the
is grape.
Well,
or
if
great.
Yeah, it's pretty great. If you look up here, you can see those beautiful gums, Costa. I've planted a few of those myself. And if I were to put my clothes out without any protection, I'd get that lovely red powder.
Oh yeah.
So what I've done is grown my grapes on my clothesline and my choco, so that when I put my clothes on there and I peg it from underneath, my clothes are protected from the dust.
Oh, fantastic.
And then one of the great things about coming on the edible garden trail is because I love that Isabella grape so much, I've propagated it and I'll have it available for you.
Oh, look at that. That's great. So people will be able to get a hold of the Isabella grape. And now, I think there's going to be another little video come out about this, but in a nutshell, what's going on here?
So here I've got my pallet tool rack, and this is all street treasure. So if you leave something out on the street, chances are I've had a look at it to see how I can use it. And this was an old cabinet that I've turned into a mushroom fruiting chamber, an old pallet that now has tools. And then over here, this is, again, Costa, my chickens, they're so malnourished. So I have to breed some extra mealworms for them. So I have my mealworm breeding station here as well.
Oh, look at that.
And these will be extra snacks for my poor malnourished girls.
And how did you kickstart them?
Well, I went to the pet shop and I said, why do you keep the mealworms in the fridge? And she said, well, because if we take them out of the fridge, they'll start breeding. And I went, gotcha.
Oh, that's a good deal. Look at this.
And I said, when they start breeding, I'll have more worms. And that's basically when I got on old Google and had a look and decided, you know what, I'm going to save myself a bit of coin and start breeding my own mealworms. And this is great when you're introducing a new chicken to a flock. It's a really good distraction to have these wriggly worms.
Yep.
And that's one of the ways that I train them and teach them to integrate nicely with each other.
Oh. All right. Well, wow. Thank you for showing us around your garden. So just as a final wrap up, you've been here for about 5 years.
That's right. And when I bought the place, there was no topsoil and there were bamboo and every kind of weed that you could possibly imagine.
All through here.
All through, everywhere, absolutely everywhere. This was all degraded buffalo lawn, and basically the main secret to my success was huge amounts of arborist mulch and just cutting everything down. I didn't use any herbicides, didn't use any pesticides, just cut it down and mulch it, and the transformation's really been incredible. So I eat from my garden now.
Wow. What an absolute treat to see this edible paradise that you've created. So people can come and see it. Will you be open on Saturday or?
Yeah, so Saturday from 10 to 4, and
Yep.
I'll be doing a 10-minute mushroom class starting at 11:30. So have a look at the website. It's really important to have a look at the website and plan your trail day.
Yes.
Because I've made sure that my tours don't coincide with anyone else around my area, so you can go from one tour to another if you want to. Because North Gosford, Costa is a real permaculture hotspot.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you so much for showing us around. It's been an absolute treat. And for anyone on the coast, definitely mark the garden down. It's going to be a great day, and you can come and learn firsthand and spend some time here. For anyone of you from outside of Sydney and the coast who can't make it, at least you've had a chance to see lots of great ideas in a garden that I think its big time is coming up. The 5 years of establishing, and you can feel like everything's really getting a stranglehold now and really settling in. So big congratulations.
Thank you.
You've got a hello from Kilmore in Victoria from Giovanni.
Hello.
Good on you, Gio. All right then, everyone. What's our final frame, Clara? What's our final...
Are you going to come? Margie, come on. Why don't you say goodbye to everybody? Good girl.
Oh, look at that.
Say goodbye. Thank you for visiting.
That is the best. That is the best farewell I've received on any garden tour. Thanks, Clara. Thanks, girls. See ya.